I have a huge announcement, huge stuff. I was really, really burnt out because I was doing a lot of POV footage, and no matter what happens, I don't know how I did this for years, but if I go and I play solo queue, I always end up burning out. It's just nine times, 100% success rate. I always burn out because A, people don't run what they should, and B, people don't play how they normally play in tournaments. It's the equivalent of if you ever played League of Legends, you go into Clash. How people play is very much more careful because there's actual consequences and you can feel it in the game. So what I do in my coaching is very set around that environment, and to go into practice it in ranked is already an L, but I don't really have any other options because there is a lack of training. You know, if you go into six mans, you're going to enter the same stuff, and people are going to peek on you. And if you enter ranked in general, you're going to be surrounded by GC2s that if you do a Rocket League tournament, it's almost a completely different game. So I spoke with Jonk. He's a friend of mine from OCE. How I met him is actually really, really interesting. So I was doing my regular YouTube content, and it was already felt as though it was extremely controversial for me to put people on blast about YouTube. But it is Creative Commons. It is creative. I can pretty much say or do whatever the fuck I want, because I'm a content creator. You know, this is why South Park isn't. You know, they've had like all kinds of loose lawsuits against them, you know, for having, you know, celebrities in, and it's why none of them have gone through because they're allowed to go and make parodies out of it, and that's pretty much what I'm doing. But I spoke with him after I met him, so I have to thank Cypher PK personally. He's somebody that's been a long-time subscriber, and he's somebody that gave the tip over to a guy named Winston that I was a coach and they should go and look at my stuff. And there's some other details that I don't want to divulge, but I met Jonk, and Jonk was immediately, we just like he was a very cool dude. We saw eye to eye on 99% of things, and he was very much a mechs guy, and I'm very much an analytical person, and our coaching just literally, I mean, complements each other like fucking ball and socket. It's awesome. It's awesome. And in my coaching, what I found, and this is another testimony, is that how people rotate second man seem to fit the puzzle of what they couldn't really articulate, but were figuring out. Or they were on the verge of it, and they just, and then it just kind of connected the dots and everything. This happened with Green Warrior, who was actually a former student, and is now got his own thing. He coaches his own thing, but he took a lot of the bare bones of my structure, and he took a lot of those decisions that I spoke about, and I put it into his own practice and built his own thing. And Jonk as well connected the dots and created his own thing, which we now are big sticklers that you can't run layers because it's really dumb. It's just stupid that if their second man is looking to make a big clear for you to push forward, you know, which is a big mistake that people happen. You need to be looking for cuts. You need to be looking for passes. You know, these are all, when you play really structured Rocket League, these are all things that we're looking out for right off the gate. So the big announcement I have for everyone, the big announcement is, first, we're going to continue with RLU, which is very nice. We're going to establish a competitive training that allows people that are really looking to dive, and already this is kind of rough because parents typically aren't really into the whole esports industry. They think you should get real jobs and real trades, and honestly, it's not exactly not well-founded, you know what I mean? Like, they're coming from a good place. You learning a trade is I think it's necessary. In fact, I want to do it now that I'm not really playing competitive Rocket League anymore. We're offering a competitive scene where rather than deal with six mans and so many people that are running good stuff or not, or doing layers or playing ranked, we're offering just genuine training, B, there's classrooms all the time. There's modular content, and there's also people that are going to be on the same page with you. And it's a very, very competitive price. And it's very, honestly, we're not going to change really the prices too much because we're not going to make it a cash grab, and we don't believe in that. This is going to be a very, very awesome thing. I'm very happy about us basically going to move forward with that. Now, I had to speak with Junk at one point because I was like, Junk, a lot of these, where we're at in Rocket League is that Epic Games just acquired the game, and now they're blundering on Twitter left and right. Like, these people just have no fucking concept of social awareness, apparently. I mean, they were me, but they actually didn't go outside. And then on top of that, the Swiss format is now just a giant participation trophy. I mean, people that are now like top 36, which is what I did against very, very rough teams, as farthest I ever got. And I didn't have an easy bracket by any means. We had a very tough bracket, me, Sil, and Blaze WW at that time, with Sweatpants in Public. And before, I actually teamed with Comp and Snaz, but Snaz would just sleep in to literally 4 p.m. and miss all of his scrims. But that was the dirtiest team I've ever been on. I mean, I swear to God, we were going to qualify for RLCS. It was so stupid. But, the climate of where we're at right now is that Rocket League, I felt was dying. You know, people are walking out of this game. The community is toxic. It's a kind of a League of Legends-esque type community. And in fact, whenever I go and I make YouTube content, I'm littered with people that are professional coaches apparently, and they want to critique my advice, but they're GC1. I've already hit beyond their peak in their entire fucking lifetime, and I'm literally not even a month out of fucking retirement. I'm like not even retirement. It's just actually like playing the game like maybe an hour or two every day. What we're exposed to is very much that you get drained out of basically playing the game, and on top of the social media blunders, the community is not very inclusive. It's very toxic, and I was telling him, I was like, well, in spite of all this, we're walking in and trying to create a business around this. Like, we're walking in trying to offer solutions to people, and I go, is this something that we should really consider pursuing? And he and I spoke about it. And I honestly, in a really heart-to-heart conversation, because I was like, Junk, I don't want to put you down because you and I have such big dreams of the game, and you and I share a love for the game. For me, I share a love for the game, but I don't. This game fucking sucks. But it's also a game I played for 9 years now. How are we going to continue this in spite of all this? And he's like, well, let's look at what we can offer people. And so we spoke about it and what we can provide, and I was really, really, really inspired. And then I went and played ranked, and then it was gone. But he wrote a video that's now going to be on Danovic's channel in a couple hours here, and a lot of it has to do with the bare bones of my structure that I got, but also he connected the dots and created his own thing. And we're talking about how not to run players. To me, this is almost a dream come true because, it's not something where I'm just going to constantly shit talk other people. Like, people, if they go and they teach the right stuff, if they genuinely teach the right stuff, right, or it's more or less pretty much good, I'm going to be like, I kind of disagree with it here, but I can see where he's coming from. He's right about this, this, and this, and this. You know what I mean? I'm very actually impartial, despite my image being not partial on social media, just because where we're at right now is I have to fight right now. I have to fight because the common notions and the rudimentary, the foundation basic structure, people don't want to change it, and they want to rather accuse me of and personally attack me than go and look at the information. And this is why I say that people lack intelligence, because intelligence literally comes from the Latin word intellegere, which is to read between the lines. Which is, it's not what I'm saying, right? You don't want to take something that I say at face value. You look at what's behind what I'm saying, and then you integrate. Intellegere is to integrate, to read between the lines, because you're integrating all of what the truth of what somebody's saying behind it. You're looking at that, and you're pulling together your own truth, and that is exactly what people should do. nobody should subscribe to a singular school of thought. People seem to think that I'm like, in a way, it's kind of a human trauma in a sense, because I'm actually kind of hitting a personal note here. I'm not trying to tell everybody that they must subscribe to a singular school of thought. You're going to create your own thing. But I'm saying that when it comes to fundamentals, like in soccer, they've been refined, but they've hardly changed within hundreds and hundreds of years. And I'm trying to bring about a pretty much a revolution. And it's starting, like today. I've now been a big influence to people that have experienced my coaching, and whether or not they should be coaching. They do talk about how we're not running layers. So at least if they're going to do that, they can teach the right stuff. So okay, that's okay. I don't think that people that are sub 2,000, 4,000 hours should be coaching at all. I don't think they if you fucking made SSL one season that you're worth a damn. This isn't a. It's not a. You're not fucking God's gift at that point. You're still human. So, but where we're at right now is that I wanted to be here a year and a half ago. Ever since really 2020. And now we're here. I'm at 500 subscribers, but there's really only 100 people, maybe max. I got a lot of subscribers, but, maybe there's 100 real viewers. You know what I mean? And those people are the guys that are commenting on my stuff, and then you get the, occasional internet troll who doesn't watch any of my stuff, who doesn't intellegre, who doesn't read between the lines, try to get to the truth of what I'm saying, and just makes a judgment and starts typing on my stuff, and I'm just like, you're an idiot, and you should not be typing, which I even had this morning. I had to cool off a little bit because some dude was like, dude, can I offer you coaching? No, you cannot. No, you cannot, you fucking dog shit player. No, you're not going to fucking offer me coaching. You're not going to go into my comments after watching a guy fucking score 3 goals, right? After watching him throw 3 goals and then throw the 4th goal and then go, oh, you should have been able to predict more of what's going on. You fucking holy fuck, dude. It's so fucking ignorant and idiotic. It actually fucking tilts the living shit out of me, and I'm probably never going to get over it. They call this a toxic behavior, but it's not. If you're dumb, I'm going to fucking call it out. That's just how it is. It's just how it is. Don't say dumb shit then. Actually come up with a coherent thought, and then you know what? I'll respond constructively, and then we'll have that. And it is possible. It is possible. You just can't be stupid. That's how it is. But we're finally, this is the big moment. This is the big fucking moment, everybody. We're finally fucking here. A year and a half later, more than that, since 2020, I've wanted to have an influence of people to go and talk about how to do the right thing, to play Structured Rocket League, because Structured Rocket League is so much more fun. Structured Rocket League is so much more fun to play. There's so many more passing options. It's less trying to, weasel the ball into a low percentage shot on the front post, and more involving your teammates, your passes, your eco. It's stressful in a sense, but it's, in a way, I feel like I'm giving away a lot of secrets that eventually people will, eventually they'll catch on. Whether or not I become a martyr by then. And get killed by some fucking stupid idiot who's probably going to pop into my house and, quite literally be aggressive, which, I'm kind of expecting at this point with the audacity of these people in my comments now. But first of all, thank you for the support. For people that watch my stuff, Shalonker included, Cypher, Junk, Winston, who else? Arctics, Shabadab. You guys are awesome, and forever who doesn't comment but continues to watch my stuff and even watched it to the end of this video, which still kind of blows my mind because I don't even have an attention span of more than fucking 2.5 minutes, and you fucking sat here for 15 with me on this stuff. Or maybe you just skip chapters. That's cool. Thank you for watching my stuff. It means a lot, and that's why I make these videos. Otherwise, I'd be burnt out, and I would. So that's why the future of the channel is I'm not quitting anytime soon, but I'm also not going to do this full time. So I'm going to try to mentally be within my means despite it being very tilting. And I'm going to hope one day that it's going to improve and we're going to grow together, pretty much. That's where we're at. And, maybe I'll become more mellow, or maybe I'll just grow into being the next Tyler 1 of Rocket League. Who knows? But thank you. Much love. Much love. I'm excited. View the Keep and Keep. If you haven't subscribed to Thanovic, go over to his channel, subscribe to it, even for fucking 6 hours. Just subscribe to it because Jonk wrote the script, everyone, and he used a lot of my teachings from all the classrooms. He grabbed a lot of my classroom sessions that he had access to, and pretty much he told me he listened to them all. He binged it until he pretty much knew everything about what was happening and what he needed to do, and then now he's basically coming out with the script. So you may as well heard it from me, honestly. Go and subscribe to Thanovic. That video is dropping in a few hours. I don't know exactly when. It may be delayed for another day. I'm not sure, but that I know of. I was last night. I got a text at fucking 8 p.m. or 10 p.m. T minus 12 hours. T minus 12 hours to the next video drop. So stay tuned. It'll probably be this evening. Love you guys. Much love. Peace, peace, peace.